Hello again and welcome to another Wolverine video. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I have a dear friend in my pain support group who is recently diagnosed, and I realized that in the 2 years since my diagnosis I've learned a lot about how to cope with this disease and how to live life somewhat comfortably. So I wanted to share some of those things with you and also just give you a glimpse of what it's like to be a zebra or somebody with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So I think the first thing I'll go over is my braces. I have so many braces. So with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, you are prone to dislocation because you have very stretchy connective tissue. My collagen is basically Swiss cheese. So normal collagen goes like this. And when you have EDS, there's a genetic mutation. They have not identified the gene for my specific variety of EDS yet. But you have a gene that makes your collagen wonky, and it produces kind of like this. It's all holy and Swiss cheesy and really, really stretchy. So because of this, I have a lack of structural stability in my body, and that's where the braces come in. They kind of act like an exoskeleton to hold me all together when I'm falling apart, which is most of the time. So the first one I want to show you is my neck brace. This is the Aspen multi-post therapy collar, and I got this one because it is adjustable. It comes with a little ice pack in it. I did buy mine. I bought mine secondhand off of eBay. You can get these through insurance. It's taken so long for me to get anything through insurance that if I'm able to, I just buy things because it's easier. So it comes with a little hot cold pack. You can freeze it, you can put it in the microwave depending on what you need. I almost never do cold heat because I have really bad arthritis, or I never do cold therapy because I have really bad arthritis. So I usually do heat. I microwave this for 10 seconds and it straps right into the back with some Velcro, which lays on the back of my neck. So there's that, and then in the back here, this padded part is adjustable with this little pump on the front. You can let the air in or out very easily, and it's really easy to put on, which is another. This one is meant for people to use at home, not for like traumatic neck injuries. So when I'm having a particularly dislocated day or I need to do my neck PT, I do this in my brace. Sometimes I use the hot pack, sometimes I don't. Usually don't use it when I'm doing like my physical therapy exercises, which involve like pulling my shoulders away from my head and doing some deep chin tucks, and I need to do my PT today, I can tell. But what's cool about this one is that it actually adjusts up and down with this little knob in the front. And then again on the back, when you pump this up, this little, let me see if I can show you guys, this little bag actually inflates and helps restore the curvature of your cervical spine. So that is a brace. I use this sometimes once a day, sometimes all day. It just depends on the day. I don't really have a lot of neck dislocations so much as just instability, and so I end up with headaches and nausea. So when that happens, I usually put this on and the headache goes away within like half an hour. It's fantastic. I will say that when I have had vertebral subluxations or dislocations, a subluxation is just a partial dislocation, having the neck brace gives me a sense of security that I kind of need, because when your neck is dislocated, it's scary. So this is something I definitely recommend. I will find a link and put it below for the new one on Amazon. I paid like 40 bucks for this on eBay. I bought it used. You can buy replacement pads for it. You can take the pads off and wash it. So the guy that I bought it from used it for like a day and he didn't like it, so he gave it to me for 35 bucks. So that's one brace. And then I have the worst knees. the worst knees. So I have a knee brace here from Oser. I did get this one through my doctor. I got a really bad knee dislocation like a year and a half ago. Actually, no, I guess it was more like 2.5 years ago, because that's what led to my diagnosis. But I got this hinged knee brace. You can adjust the angle. I had an orthotist adjust the angle for me so that I don't hyperextend my knee. Honestly though, my knees are so floppy they come out even in the braces, but this does provide me with some stability and helps protect me from injury. So I wear that every time that I leave the house. If I'm walking with my crutches, I wear it. If I'm in my wheelchair, I wear it. If I'm going somewhere in the car, I wear it. I always wear that brace. And then I have another knee brace from Woolverine. And this one is also a hinged knee brace. It has a middle hinge, and it's also got this gel pad around your kneecap that keeps your kneecap from subluxing. I don't really wear that one as often. Just, I don't know. It's not as, I kind of need the heavy duty cage of my other knee brace. I also have a brace for my hips that I like never wear, and I know that sounds terrible, but let me explain. So the hip brace that I have is also a Woolverine, which are really expensive, so I should really use it. But the thing is, by the time I realize I need to use my hip brace, usually my hips or my sacrum are already dislocated. So when I put on the brace, I'm basically holding my joint in the wrong position. Now, all of my physical therapists have told me that I'm one of the most hypermobile people that they've worked with. And so I have these subluxations, and I mean, my hips are never in. Like, my hips, you can never find all of it in. So like my pubic bone, my hips, and my sacrum, something is always out. So the brace isn't really that helpful for me, because anytime I put it on, something is in the wrong place and it's just holding it there. So this is something that, it's part of the reason that I use a wheelchair a lot of the time now, is because my pelvis is so unstable. I will say that I wish I knew I had EDS before I had 2 children. I would have still had 2 children, but I probably would have done bed rest to keep some of that strain off of my pelvis. So if you suspect that you have EDS and you want to have a baby, just make sure that you talk to your physical therapist first and, you know, get a really in-depth evaluation. Find out if you do need to be on bed rest or modified bed rest because of pelvic instability. It is a real issue. I had pubic symphysis with my daughter. I had so much trouble with both children when I was pregnant. And I mean, I loved being pregnant, but yeah, there was some pain involved. So that's something to keep in mind. So I do have a hip brace, but I don't wear it. That was the point. The next thing that I have is this awesome shirt. It's called a posture shirt. And as you can see, it's got like these elastic bands sewn into the actual shirt. And when you put it on, what it does is it kind of like pulls your shoulders back and opens up your chest, and then it gives your muscles a little bit extra support. It kind of keeps my shoulders in. It's very helpful. The only thing I don't like about it is I get really sweaty in this thing. It does not breathe. I usually use this. I would normally be using this today because it's kind of a rough pain day, but I'm not going anywhere and I'm just hanging out at home and I'm being mindful. So I'll probably end up wearing it later on today when my mindfulness starts to fade along with my energy. So a posture shirt. This one, again, eBay. I buy everything used if I can. Absolutely. There's no point in paying full price when you have to buy as much stuff as I do. Being a zebra is incredibly expensive. I mean, it's an unfortunate truth. Like, to get all of the things that you need to be comfortable when you have Ehlers-Danlos is absolutely exhausting. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing that I have is this. Again, I'm not sponsored, but I'm going to toot these guys' horns because this thing is amazing. Zynex Medical has this little machine called the Next Wave. Now, you do have to have a prescription for this, and if your insurance won't cover it, which mine did not, they will work with you and allow you to pay in installments of $25. It was $250 altogether, and basically what it is it's a TENS machine, but it also has this setting called IFC, or interferential current, and NMES, which is neuromuscular electric stimulation. So the thing that I love about this little machine is that the IFC, the interferential current, to me, it works better than painkillers. It's amazing. When my painkillers aren't killing the pain in my back or my hips or wherever, I strap myself to this thing. And it does have a wall jack too. You can plug it right into the wall so that you don't kill your batteries. But it does take a 9-volt, and this thing has allowed me to go places with my children. If we're going to like the zoo or the mall, I know it's quarantine, we don't do that now, but if we're going to the mall, I would put this thing on and then I could roll around the whole place with no problem. So this thing has given me my life back in a lot of ways, the Zynex Next Wave. And the reason I recommend this brand is because you cannot find a TENS unit in the store that has the IFC setting. It's a medical device. It is a prescription medical device. It is not an over-the-counter device. You can't really find it over the counter. So I highly recommend getting a prescription for this and then calling the people over at Zynex Medical. I think they're based here in Colorado, but it's been life-changing. I can't imagine my life without this little machine. I use it every time we go somewhere in the car, anytime that we, you know, are going to be out and about and I'm going to be rolling around. I use it for my back pain, my hip pain, my neck pain. I've used it for muscle spasms. I do use it on the neuromuscular setting for preventing atrophy in certain muscles. Like if I'm in bed for a prolonged period of time, I'll use the neuromuscular electrical stimulation, the NMES, for prevention of atrophy. So I couldn't praise this machine any higher. Like, just, it's worth it. Every penny. I love it. I wrote a letter to the company. I was so happy with it. Like, I've never had pain relief like that before in my life. And I am in constant pain. 100% of the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I am in pain. So to get the kind of relief that this thing gives me, it was emotional. Like, I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I cried because I didn't think it was possible. So that's, you know, that kind of speaks for itself. All right, so I do have a shoulder brace. I have compression gloves for my hands. These are all kind of generic things, so I'm not really going to show those to you. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. But bracing is a really important step to avoiding injury when you have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And depending on the extent of your hypermobility, you know, you might need more braces than somebody else, or you might only need like one brace, and that's fine. I do find that most of my friends who are zebras get a lot of relief from just simple compression, like compression sleeves for your elbow or your shoulder. And I do have one for my shoulder, but I need more support. So most of my braces have metal in them to like hold me up, or plastic, like the neck brace. Like, I need the exoskeleton effect. This is something to discuss with your physical therapist. If you don't have a physical therapist and you don't have the diagnosis of EDS, but you think that you might just ask your doctor to refer you to physical therapy, because those people work more closely with people who have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, are more likely to recognize it and to say to your doctor, hey, I think this is what's going on. If you don't feel comfortable advocating for yourself, I have found that my physical therapists have all been amazing advocates for me, and like, they will put my doctors in their place. I love them. I love my physical therapists. Right now I'm seeing one closer to where I am. I had a physical therapist that specializes in EDS when I lived up in Loveland, but both of them have been amazing. I mean, I can't say enough about my physical therapists. They're lifesavers. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is pillows. I sleep with a very specific pillow arrangement. When I'm on the couch, I have a specific pillow arrangement. I have pillows in every room in my house, and I spend most of my time on pillows. Like, I live my life with pillows. So I'm not sure how this is gonna go. We'll see how it looks. But the first one I'll show you is just this little neck pillow. I sleep with this so that I don't have to sleep with my neck brace. My doctors and physical therapists all agree that if you can avoid sleeping with your neck brace and maintain some of your own neck strength, it's important to do so. So I sleep with this. I never button it. I flip over too much. Sometimes my husband steals it from me, but this is just a cheap $12 Target brand foam-filled neck pillow, travel pillow. Get it in the luggage aisle, I think. So that's one thing. I always have to have support for my neck. Another thing, you guys have seen this one a lot, I'm sure, is this pillow that I got from it's got dog hair on it. I got from a friend in my pain group. It makes like a rectangular cube and then it folds out into a wedge. And I use this laying down. Not awkward at all. I use this laying down to put my legs up, but most of the time, whenever you see me making a video, excuse the pillows, my tapestry, I'm almost always in front of this thing because it is a nice firm support for my back. And then okay, before I talk about this pillow, let's just say this. I did not buy this pillow. This pillow was a gift. I would never buy a down pillow for myself. I think, you know, the industry is cruel. That being said, if you have this disease, whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable is okay. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about it. I have a down pillow. People have tried to make me feel bad about it. Really, they have. I don't feel bad about it because without this pillow, I wouldn't be able to live my life. Like, I haven't found one that works as well for me, and because it was gifted, I don't feel guilty about it. So sorry. Like, it's a nice down pillow. You can get a down alternative pillow. You can get a memory foam pillow, but just a good standard pillow. Mine happens to be down. I do put 2 pillowcases on it because I'm actually allergic to down. So it's got like a hyperallergenic case and then a regular pillowcase on it. So that's one. Please don't come for me for that pillow. Like, I'm in enough pain already. I don't need to hear how I'm making innocent animals suffer. Again, didn't buy it, and it is from a company that uses the feathers of geese that are already being processed for food. So it's not like, you know, I don't know if that makes it any better for the people that are going to be upset about it. I know people are going to be upset, so I didn't make the pillow. I just use it. I'm not going to throw it away because that's landfill. Like, that wouldn't be good either. Okay, so the next one, this one's really big and awkward, is my it's actually a maternity pillow. No, I am not pregnant, but I use a maternity pillow every single day of my life. I love it. I love it. I love it. I could not recommend this enough. I love it. This one I got off of Amazon. If I can remember the brand, I think it was like $35. It really wasn't too bad. It's called Chilling Home brand. And I love it. I love this thing. The only thing I don't love about it is that my husband can't really snuggle me, but I had another one before and he stole it. So I got myself a new one and he took the old one. So he has one too now. So we, you know, you gotta navigate the snuggling situation. But as far as like preventing dislocations or providing comfort or allowing me to get into a position where I'm not going to hurt myself, this pillow, if you only buy one thing as a zebra, buy one of these. I mean, I literally use it all day, every day. I'm never without this thing. I love, love, love it. So the next couple of things I'm going to show you, I have to get up for and turn the camera around. I'm going to show you my smart crutches and my wheelchair. So I'm going to go do that right now. Okay, so this is one of my smart crutches, and basically the way that these crutches work is you stick your arm through this plastic sleeve and hold on to the handle at the bottom. Sorry, I know that's not the best camera angle. I'm standing on my dog's blanket. What's great about these is they actually transfer the weight. So you're not putting all of your weight through your hands. Some of it is going through your elbows, and it helps reduce the stress on your shoulders, wrists, hands, elbows, all of it. These crutches are amazing. When I am able to walk, this is what I use. I use these to get out to the car. Mostly I use my wheelchair, but I do use these around the house whenever possible. Okay, so this is Dorothy. Dorothy is my wheelchair, and she has these really amazing power assist wheels. They're called Twion wheels. They're a little dusty, sorry. So basically what these wheels do is here they have these little joystick type things that whenever I push on the push rim, it goes to this little motor and it amplifies my push. It also has a contoured cushion that helps prevent tailbone dislocations and a very supportive hard back. My chair does not fold up. It is a rigid framed chair, and my insurance did cover this. I got it through New Motion. I worked with a place down here in Colorado called the Center for Inclusive Design, or CIDE, and they were amazing. So they got me everything that I needed on my wheelchair. And I did put a cup holder on the back so I can carry my water bottle around. But that's Dorothy. I did get her. She is a Quickie 5R is the model name. And I got her in this lovely emerald green color. That's why she's Dorothy, because Dorothy went to the Emerald City in the Wizard of Oz. So if you need a chair, there's no shame in it. Mine has just started to feel like a natural thing for me to use. And that took a while, but now that I have her, I love her. I could not imagine my life without her. So that's my ultralight wheelchair with Twion Power Assist wheels. This next item that allows me to adapt to my life is this cute little Bissell Vacuum. I know it doesn't look like much, but this thing sucks. Like, it works really well. And it's really lightweight. You can take this long handle off and make it short so like even my 5-year-old can use it. And it gets so much dog hair off of the ground. So I love this thing. It is a very lightweight vacuum. Even if you don't use a wheelchair, if you have EDS and you struggle with, you know, pushing a vacuum, this is something I would recommend, absolutely. It will not work on carpet though. This is a hardwood or a hard floor vacuum only. So I'm a little winded from running around the room showing you guys all those other things, but another thing that I use to cope with pain is my Badass Balm. This is not just a shameless self-plug. This stuff actually really helps me. It's an herbal pain relieving balm. I just rub it on my joints when they hurt, and it helps so much. It's amazing. And I'm not tooting my own horn. It just literally helps me that much. I've had a lot of really good feedback. It is available on my Etsy if you're interested in it. I make it myself. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about it. But I will say that when my pain reliever isn't working and I have my TENS unit on one part of my body and I still have pain in another part of my body, the Badass Balm is really helpful in those situations. And I do find it really helpful as well for like the arthritis I have in my hands when I want to crochet. So I'll put Badass Balm on about 20 minutes before I want to crochet, and then I'm off to the races. Some of the other things that I use, Move Free Ultra, or Move Free Advanced, sorry, Move Free Advanced. The reason I use this one, I can't make this supplement myself. I do have a full apothecary as an herbalist, but I don't have access to hyaluronic acid, MSM, glucosamine, and chondroitin, all that stuff, so I just buy it. I have found for some reason this one works better for me than any of the other ones I've tried, probably because they've been around the longest and they've really kind of figured out the formula, but I take that one. I take 3 pills once a day, and I notice when I don't take it, let's just put it that way. So if I don't take it, I definitely have more joint pain and less mobility and less hope. So that's one that I recommend. And then I also, because I spend so much time inside, excuse me while I rifle over here, I do take a vitamin D3 supplement every day. I take vitamin C. I do take a normal multivitamin, and then I also take capsules that I made. I usually put them in a bottle, but they were for me, so I didn't bother. They're just turmeric, black pepper, and frankincense, and I have found that these, in conjunction with this, amazing. I do want to add more like omega-3 fatty acids to my diet and maybe get a capsule of that, but that's really helpful. And something that helps me remember to take, sorry guys, Something that helps me remember to take my medicine every day is this awesome little pill organizer I got off of Amazon. It has these huge compartments that can hold like all the things. I actually had to get a bigger one because my other one was too small. So that helps me remember to take my meds every day, and if I don't take them, I definitely notice my mast cell symptoms get worse, my pain gets worse, my joint pain gets worse if I don't take them, even for just a day. So I do take a lot of supplements. I do take a lot of things that I make myself, but I do take just a regular multivitamin. The one that I take is by BioSchwartz. It's the women's multivitamin. And what I like about this one is that it's not just a multivitamin, it also has digestive enzymes. And if you're like me and you have some gastroparesis symptoms, this is life-changing. I went through a period before I got my diagnosis of about 90 days where I just could not eat. I mean, I could not eat. I was not able to like force myself to eat. I was so sick, and I literally thought I wasn't going to make it. I did not know what was going on. I found out later that it's gastroparesis, and I have discovered that digestive enzymes and fermented foods make a huge difference for me. They help keep things moving. I also drink an aloe drink once a day and a cup of turmeric tea. The turmeric tea I have, I think it's called Nuvi brand, Turmeric Amber Sun or something like that. I drink a cup of that every day. I do sprinkle black pepper in it because, for those of you who don't know, black pepper along with turmeric makes the turmeric 600 times more effective as an anti-inflammatory than turmeric alone. So whenever you're taking turmeric, you should always be taking it with black pepper, no matter what. Unless you're allergic, of course. But it does make the turmeric 600 times more effective. They've done studies in clinical trials and discovered that it is that much more effective with the addition of black pepper. So that's something to keep in mind. Other than those things, some of the little things that I use to help myself adapt are Bearable. Okay, so Bearable is, I sleep with him every night. I think my husband's a little jealous, but he's a microwavable bear. He's full of flax and lavender. The brand is called Warmies, and I actually bought him like 2 years ago, which is why he's like a little rough looking. But he goes in the microwave for like 90 seconds. I do 45 seconds, shake him, and then 45 seconds. Otherwise you get this burnt popcorn smell. And this has been the single most effective thing to help me sleep. I'm a giant child, so I would sleep with a teddy bear anyway, but his ability to be microwaved and provide some moist heat while I'm trying to sleep is so helpful, especially if I have something that's like particularly sore, like my shoulder or my hip. Then I can just stick him on there and he helps keep me warm. He can also go in the freezer and provide ice therapy, although he doesn't really get that cold. He just gets a little cold. So Bearable is one of my coping devices. He definitely brings me comfort on really high pain days. I do want to take a moment, like, away from all these things that you can buy that help you cope, and talk about some of the things that help me cope emotionally and spiritually with this disease, because it is, as outwardly as I may appear upbeat and happy, there are days when it just feels impossible. It feels so impossible to climb the mountain of another day in this body with this disease. And whether you have EDS or you're suffering from other chronic illnesses or pain conditions that prevent you from living your life the way that you want to, I think it's really important to talk about some of the things that help you cope. One of the things, of course, Bearable helps me cope. And he helps me cope on a spiritual level, because I feel like when we're in pain, our inner child is really suffering. And we kind of revert back to a primal state of being when we're in pain. And something as comforting as, somebody rubbing your back or a teddy bear to cuddle can make a huge difference. I do have a heated throw that I use as well. It's just a Sunbeam heated throw, but I find myself getting too hot under that thing, so I only use it when it's really cold outside. Some other things that help me cope emotionally is music. I love music. Right now on my playlist, I'm obsessed with Mandy Harvey. She is actually from Fort Collins, Colorado, and she is a deaf singer, and she's amazing. She's amazing. I do spend a lot of time on social media, you know, talking to my friends. I spend a lot of time in live streams on YouTube because that feels like a community. So I socialize in that way because I'm not really, I mean, aside from the pandemic, I wasn't able to socialize before anyway because of my health. And I am very blessed and lucky to have a supportive partner. But if you do not have a supportive partner and you need somebody to talk to, there are resources out there for you. There are mental health crisis lines. There are, you know, support groups on Facebook for people with chronic pain. There are support groups for people with EDS in particular. And just having that sense of community, even online, can make a huge difference in whether or not you're able to cope with this disease, or any disease for that matter. Your mental health matters, and I hope that if you do find yourself needing help, that you reach out and get the help that you need. There are so many resources available to you for behavioral health, and there's always, always, always a choice. You know, you can always pick up the phone and call. Even when things feel helpless, there's somebody there waiting to talk to you. That's what crisis lines are for. That's why they exist. If you don't want to talk to somebody on the phone, they have crisis lines that you can text into. So, you know, it's something to keep in mind that you're going to have hard days. You're going to have impossible days. And those days are not going to last forever. And that's the thing to keep in mind. That's how I cope on a spiritual level when I am just hopeless and everything hurts and I just want to lay in bed and die, basically. The thing that keeps me going is remembering that these days don't last forever. When you have a bad day, try to remember the last good day that you had. And when you have a good day, be grateful, because we all know that the bad days come, you know. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing is permanent. You are not stuck. You are never stuck. Just give it time. Just give yourself time. Netflix, Hulu, like all of these streaming, I have all of the streaming services, are wonderful for coping because you can get yourself lost in a good story. Right now I'm really loving Poldark. Another thing that I use to really keep my mind and myself occupied is crochet. And I actually do have, I have some adaptive, I got a new bag for my hooks. I have adapted my hobby of crochet by getting these hooks. Now, I actually thought I was going to have to quit crocheting until I found these beautiful wooden hooks with the big chunky handles. So like if you crochet, get yourself some big light wooden chunky handled hooks. These ones are from the Wood Cozy Workshop on Etsy. They're amazing. It was $120 for a set of 7, ranging from size 4mm up to 10mm. But I did think I was going to have to quit doing crochet, which was heartbreaking because it's something that I love more than words can express. So I'm glad that I was able to adapt. So if you're an artist and you can't hold a pencil comfortably, they make grips for those. They do. They make egg-shaped grips for those. You know, look online, look for arthritis pencil grips, or even, you know, some of the pins that they sell have like a chunkier handle on them. There are ways to adapt what you love to do so that you can still do it while you have this disease. It's really difficult when you're looking for those solutions and you're not sure like what can be done, if anything. And some advice that I have is just don't let it compound. Like, I know it seems like so much when one day your neck hurts and the next day your knee dislocates and the next day, you know, your mouth hurts or your jaw's dislocated. This disease can feel overwhelming because so many things can go wrong at once, and it seems endless. It does. But if you can take it in stride and just take it one day at a time and find ways to adapt to that, you can live a full life with this disease. Like my husband and I took my daughter to the park after we did a custody exchange for my son the other day, and I wheeled around in my wheelchair with my dog for 2 miles, and that was amazing. So that's the good day I'm going to remember the next time I have a really bad day. Like today's a mediocre day. It's not that bad, but it's not that great. But when you do have the ability and the opportunity to make memories, do that. Don't use your energy to do all the dishes. If you only have one good energy day this week, go outside. For the love of all things good and holy in the universe, marvel at the beauty that is this world. Give yourself something to live for. If all you're doing is trudging through your days, and then you have a really good day and you use it to catch up on all the things you didn't do, it's going to compound the depression. So understand that it's okay to use paper plates if you need to. It is. It's okay to order takeout every day if you need to. If you can afford to do that, whatever you got to do. There is no wrong way to cope with a serious chronic illness. There is no wrong way to survive chronic pain. As long as you keep breathing and you're still here, you are winning. So keep doing that thing. I'm gonna make myself emotional. I know it's hard. I know. Especially when I first got sick and I didn't know what was going on. I know that there is this overwhelming feeling of hopelessness that you can get lost in, and the struggle is finding ways to adapt when there is just so much happening at once. And I just hope you don't give up. Just please don't give up. You're not alone. You are not the only one fighting this battle. You have friends, you have people that understand. You just have to reach out and find them. Which is why I'm emotional, because I have had such beautiful support from the people on Facebook, on YouTube. You know, you guys have been so wonderfully supportive and so uplifting that every day, even if I can't get out of bed, I look forward to getting up because I know that my friends are there for me. So if you find yourself struggling with a chronic illness, if you find yourself struggling with depression, if you find yourself struggling to just want to keep living, I'm just begging you to please don't give up, because we need you here. Your light is the only light. You are the only person that can bring that light to this world, and we need it desperately. So please, please don't give up, no matter what. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how impossible it feels, just keep breathing. Just keep breathing and get through that day, because I promise you that a better day will come. And when it does, cherish it. Be so grateful. Like, just let it overwhelm your spirit with gratitude, because that is how you cope with this crappy disease. That is how you get past those hurdles, is you are grateful for the things that you can do when you can do them, and you are present in the moment. If all you can be grateful for in this moment is the breath that you just took, then give thanks for that and just keep breathing. That's all we're asking. Just don't give up. Don't forget that you are so precious, and your worth is never and has never been attached to your ability to produce anything. It doesn't matter. If all you can do is lay there and breathe, I love you. You're worth it. Keep doing that, because your existence on its own, without any of the things that you might be able to give, do, make, create, you existing here now with us is precious and sacred and beautiful. And you don't have to do anything other than that to be loved fully. So just hold on. Just hold on. That's all I'm asking. I would be a liar if I never said that the thought hadn't crossed my mind of making my exit or whatever. It has. I have 2 beautiful children and a husband, and there are days when even that isn't enough. You know, when it just, the pain is so great, and I struggle so deeply with the hurdles of living through that, because the pain is so constant. And on those days, I just try to find something, anything to hold on to. And a lot of times it's just out of spite. Like, F you, Eds, I am not quitting. You do not win. And if all you're living for is spite, then live for that. Like, live for whatever it is that you need to live for. Just stay here with us. You are so precious. And I hope that, you know, finding my channel, finding this video, finding some solutions to some of the common problems that you might have with Eds, I hope that this helps, because I know that it would have been really helpful for me at the beginning to have some of these tips and tricks up my sleeve. So, again, you are precious, you are sacred, you are wonderful, you are worthy. I am so happy that you're here, and I will pray for you. I pray for my subscribers every day. I don't want you to go anywhere. Please stay. Just stay. Don't forget to wash your hands, wear your masks, be kind to yourselves and each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for being here.